YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys the NPA Championship match. The Minnesota Vikavolts are taking on the Luster City Pokemon Club and coach Ttrain for an all-star matchup here for your NPA finals, man. I am very excited about this match. If we win, we become your NPA champions. If we lose, we are sitting at second place, which is not where I want to be. But either way, guys, we've had an amazing season. We're facing off against a really good coach, great battler in Ttrain, so I encourage you to check him out. But this should be a doozy, guys. Should be a good match. I spent a lot of time preparing. I went really in depth in our team builders, so I'd appreciate if you guys go check that out to kind of get some insight as to why I'm bringing what I'm bringing, and so on and so forth. And I do have a question of the day for you guys today. What has been your favorite moment, the absolute favorite moment of your Vikavolts this season? For me, it was that sweep with Vikavolt against, I think it was Willow with Gigavolt Havoc Vikavolt. That was definitely one of the coolest moments, and I feel like a big turning point for our season. And if you guys could hit that like button, man, hit that like button down below. Let me know that you're hyped, guys. We have made it to the championship. Like I said, win or lose, this is a pretty impressive feat when you start with 24 teams and then you're in the final two. That's pretty sick. You know, we had a rough start to the beginning of the season. We kind of bounced back after making a really good free agent transaction to get Goodra, and it's been a really important part of our team since then. But at the end of the day, I'm excited to play this match. We have to face the broken Magearna, and it is so broken, dude. I want to rip its soul heart out and throw it on the ground. That got really dark, but it's so broken, dude. Anyway, we're gonna have some fun, guys. This should be a good time, and like always, like I said, I'm gonna do my best. But I think we're gonna get connected here in just a moment. Get yourselves ready to rock, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the match. All right, guys, we are connected with Ttrain here and about to throw down for your NPA Championship. I'm gonna waste zero time. Let's find out exactly what team he is bringing. Like I said, I think we're gonna see the Magearna, the Cresselia, the Gyarados, maybe P2 and Donphan, potentially Sneasel, but he's got a lot of things he could bring. And we are gonna see some stuff I hoped I didn't see. Mainly the Girder was the one thing I didn't want to see, and he brought it. So that's a little scary if I'm gonna be totally honest. Girder was like the one big thing I didn't want to see. And he brings the Sneasel, so he pretty much predicts everything except Gyarados over, or he brings Girder over Gyarados, but that's okay. I know what Girder does. Again, I'm a little concerned about it because it was like the one big thing I didn't want to face, but I do like my Crocodile lead option here against Magearna. It can knock off, it can also taunt the Donphan and keep Stealth Rocks from coming on the field. So I think I'm going to stick to my plan of leading with Steve. You know, the importance of Vikavolt in this match is really, really high. We're going to really need to be able to get, you know, some wall breaking potential going on there. So I'm going to lead with Steve because it can take on one hit from the Sneasel. And, you know, like I said, that Girder is the one thing I didn't want to see, man, and he brought it. I said it in my team builder. You know, it's probably EV like Girder, and it's just really difficult for my team to beat down because of its Drain Punch. Drain Punch allows it to heal himself back up. It gives him the chance to potentially go for, like, Mach Punches against, like, Sneasel or Sand Slash and stuff. So I'm going to have to be very cautious around that, but it's all good, man. You know, we can whittle it down. I've got Knockoff on Crook. You know, I can take one Mach Punch. We got Infernape, which can beat it down a little bit. We've got Vikavolt, but that was the one thing I didn't want to see, man. I'm surprised he brought it. I really am, because Necrozma would have been like a 100% response to it, but it's okay, man. We have our Vikavolt, so that'll be our way to handle it, hopefully. So let's see what he leads with here. He probably leads Magearna or Donphan, if I had to guess. Maybe Sneasel as well. Those are going to be the likely lead options here. If anything, if he leads Donphan, I'm going to taunt it. If he leads Sneasel, I'm just going to Earthquake. He doesn't really have the best Earthquake switch in. He's going to lead Sneasel. Okay, so, you know, unless he's banded Sneasel, I can take one hit from him, and I can go for a big hit here. Icicle Crash, I should be able to live after the Intimidate. Jolly, he's got to be Jolly. I can definitely live a hit, and I can Earthquake him back and knock him out. So I'm going to just make that safe play right off the bat here. I'm not going to be switching around on Sneasel. I'm just going to go for a big Earthquake. I don't really have the best switch-ins to Sneasel, and if he wants to Icicle Crash me, then so be it. There's a chance it misses, but there's also the devastating chance that it can flinch us. Both of those things would be less than ideal. But he might think I'm going to go for Rocks here, so that's kind of a thing. But we'll see what he decides to do. But I'm just going to go for the Earthquake right off the bat and just try to get some big damage off in the Sneasel. Again, that Intimidate does come in handy here, giving us an opportunity to lower this thing's attack and ensure that we can definitely live an Icicle Crash. So it's just going to be like the one thing is, like, if he's Life Orb, Earthquake definitely knocks him out. You know, if he... Like, we just got to make sure that we don't get flinched here, no matter what the outcome is. I don't think he goes Cresselia here. He could be fearing Scarf Crook, potential lead, but I don't think he's thinking that. He probably thinks I'm going to try to set up Rocks, or I was trying to counter lead his Donphan. So not the worst situation in the world, but to me, like getting rid of Sneasel right off the bat, I think is worth it. Sneasel's a bit annoying to my team, so I do want to try to get rid of it, as it is one of the faster Pokemon and can be a bit problematic. Although, you know, really going into Sandslash wouldn't have been a terrible idea, or even Ninetales, switching in, predicting the Icicle Crash. So I had some options there, but I think just going with Steve here and just going for the big Earthquake right off the bat, because like I said, if he decides to switch out, then we pressure him immediately with the knockoff, and this is his fastest thing. So he does switch out. Does he go Cresselia here? He's gonna go into a Relefant, so he actually goes into his Donphan. A little surprised to see that, so we get a nice Earthquake off on the Donphan, and we're gonna find out a little bit of intel on what kind of Donphan this thing is running. Does a good amount of damage to him, brings him down to about 75%. We don't see an item, so I'm immediately just gonna go for the Taunt here. To stop his Stealth Rocks. That was my plan all along, and then this will give me an opportunity to knock off on the following turn in case he goes for Rocks here. He may try to knock off, which I don't care about, but he may also have some sort of crazy move. He's gonna go for Stealth Rocks there, which is perfect, and now we're gonna go for the knockoff and get rid of whatever item he has. So that was really my plan all along. I want to pressure this thing. I want to get this thing weakened, because this is one of the things in the way for Infernape. So, you know, knocking this thing down is going to be really clutch. So we're going to get the knockoff off here. I'm expecting to see some sort of knockoff from him as well. We get rid of his Rindo Berry, and he's going to Earthquake us. So that's fine. We're going to take an Earthquake to the face here. We're just going to do a really sizable amount of damage, actually. It's going to be a 2-hit KO. He is taunted, so I can switch out here. So I have to make a decision of whether I want to switch out into something to take an Earthquake. I think going into Overdrive isn't a terrible idea. I don't know if he's going to predict that. He could go for a knockoff himself, but he could also lose his Donphan if he does that. I think keeping our Crook around is important, so I'm going to make the switch into Overdrive here. And it's a bit risky, but he's in a situation where he either switches out or he goes for an Earthquake, so I don't think he knocks off, because 2 EQs beats him, so he may go. I don't think he goes Cresselia. I think keeping Steve around is worth it at this point in time, but that did a lot of damage, actually. But it could just be... you know, could just, and he's at like 40%. Let me make a note here. He's at like 45%. I knocked off his item, so that's really good. So we just have to kind of see what he's gonna do here. You know, but we know he's got Stealth Rocks. I kind of want to calc that. Yeah, Earthquake did about what I would expect outside of Intimidate. So let's see if he goes for the Earthquake or if he predicts my switch into Overdrive and goes for a knockoff. I don't think he's gonna predict the Overdrive switch in, but we'll find out here in a second. He's gonna switch out. Hopefully he goes Cresselia. That'd be awesome. He goes Cresselia, so that is amazing. Meaning I get to immediately pressure him with Bug Buzz here. So this is great. Now I could make a prediction here and predict the Magearna, but I don't think he's going Magearna this early. I really don't. So I think I just go for the Bug Buzz and just go for the straightforward play. I can also Volt Switch, but if he goes Donphan, that could be problematic. Does he go Magearna here? Is there any reason why he would go Magearna here? I don't think so. I'm gonna Bug Buzz. I'm gonna put the pressure on. He's gonna switch right out, and he's gonna go Oatmeal. Is that the... That's the Porygon. Okay, let's see if this is a specially defensive Porygon. He's gonna Tracer Levitate. We're gonna find out if this is specially defensive or not. He's probably not expecting specs on my Vikavolt, that's for sure. We'll see how much this does. Doesn't do enough, and we don't get a Spadef drop, so that's a bit of a bummer there. I could have really used the Spadef drop there. So now I gotta figure out what I wanna do. I do like going into Emma Frost here because we can Encore him into whatever he goes for and start to try to set up Hail. I can also go Slime Shady, which doesn't have as much usefulness, and I can go for a Toxic against this thing, because really he just like Tri-Attacks or Toxics us. I think I like the play into Slime Shady and going for Toxic, because I don't think he switches Magearna in. So I'm going to go Slime Shady. I think that's actually a really good play. And we weaken this thing down to about 60%. He likely recovers here, but like his switch into Goodra is not going to be Magearna unless he's Scarf Magearna. So, and getting a Toxic off on this thing would be absolutely huge, because as you can see, like Bug Buzz isn't enough, and that tells me he's specially defensive as well, unless I got like an absolute min roll. He's gonna switch out. What does he go into? He's gonna go right into Magearna. So he goes Magearna here. So this is actually not a terrible situation for me. I have my Roselli Berry, so I can go for a Fire Blast here. He may predict it, but I can take one hit from him. So my play 1,000,000% is to Fire Blast. I'm not gonna over predict. He may try to stay in, go for a Fairy type move. Again, my Roselli Berry will be ensure that I can live a hit from him. So if he's Scarfed, I'll find out right now. I'll get some intel on what kind of set this Magearna is. But he's making some pretty aggressive switches there. So we know his Porygon's at 60%, which is really good. because that means it's 2-shot by Vikavolt next time. So that's actually really helpful for us. And Vikavolt's still sitting at a good amount of health here. And Donphan's very weak as well, which is nice. We might be able to keep those rocks off the field. He's going to switch out, so we're going to get a nice Fire Blast off on something. He goes into Moonduck, which is his Cresselia. So I should be faster than Cresselia. We're going to hit the Moonblast here. I don't want to burn him, so let's hope we don't burn him here. Okay, we don't. I'm going to just go for the Toxic here. That's my play 1,000,000%. It could give him opportunities to set up screens and Lunar Dance and stuff, but I think the Toxic against Cresselia is really good until I find out what set he's bringing. So we get the Toxic, we are faster, we miss the Toxic, and he's gonna go for the Light Screen. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. We see the Light Screen on the Cresselia. I mean, that's a big miss. That's a big miss. I have to decide whether I go for it again. I don't know if he's gonna set up a Reflect or go to Magearna now. That was a big miss there. I needed to hit that Toxic. I'm gonna go for it again, but he could go Magearna now. That's the scary thing, is he could go Magearna now because he's got those Light Screen up. That's a big deal. That was a big miss Toxic there, 90% accurate. It's only fitting that I miss my Toxics, that's for sure. I'm pretty notorious for that. He's gonna stay in this time, so we're gonna Toxic him, which is really good. And that's gonna slowly put him on a timer. He likely just goes for the Reflect here, or maybe goes offensive. He goes for the Moonblast, which actually pops over Zellyberry. So that's actually not good for us. Obviously, I didn't want to take that kind of damage at this point in the match. Like, I wanted to keep my berry intact, but we do have the Toxic on him, which I think is really useful, and that's going to wear him down slowly. He may be a Lunar Dance variant, though, so we do have to be very cautious there. I think I go Overdrive here and put more offensive pressure on him, because a Moonblast really doesn't do much to me, and I can start to threaten him out. Alternatively, I can go into Steve and start to pressure there, but I think I'm going to go Overdrive, because I can go for a big Bug Buzz now. Even with the Light Screen up, it's not as big of a threat, and we can weaken the Donphan too. And last time I Bug Buzz, so I don't think he goes Donphan. He's gonna go for the Reflect, so he wants to get both of his screens up. And again, we weaken this thing, so I'm pretty sure his last move is Lunar Dance. So that's gonna bring him down to about 60%. And now I have a tough prediction to make. Do I think he goes Donphan? Because if he goes Donphan and I Bug Buzz, that puts me in a tough spot. Actually, no, if he goes Donphan and I Bug Buzz, that's the better of the situations. But Volt Switch would give me momentum against the Donphan. So we have a tough decision to make here. Last time I Bug Buzzed and he went Porygon. I'm not really worried about Porygon coming in at all. I'm worried about him going into Donphan and getting health back. Or going into Magearna now that he's got dual screens. This Cresselia isn't really a huge threat anymore. Like, the thing is, if I Volt Switch, and he goes Donphan, how bad is that situation for me? Then I go Crook, but he gets his rocks up. I'm gonna Bug Buzz. I'm gonna make the safe play with Bug Buzz. Let's see if he goes Donphan this time. He goes Magearna. That's what I didn't want to see, but it's okay. He's got his screens up with Magearna, so he's gonna try to set up with Magearna now. So we're gonna get a Bug Buzz off. It does really nothing because of the screens. Okay, so now he's gonna try to set up with Magearna, but what does he do to set up? I think for me, I think I go Sand Slash. Sand Slash's usefulness in this match is very, very low. I don't think Sand Slash is that useful in this match. I really don't. I'm gonna go Sand Slash. He could try to set up on me, but I think going into Sand Slash here makes sense because he really doesn't have... Like, Sand Slash can't do anything to Girder, and he has Mach Punch, and I'm sure Girder's Mach Punch, like, destroys me. So I think Sand Slash is the right play here. I don't think taking damage on Overdrive is the right play. So Volt Switching there would have been the right decision, but we'll see what he does. If he goes for a Fairy-type move or if he tries to set up on me. He's going to go for the Trick Room. So he is Trick Room Magearna. Okay, so we get the intel on that. That's actually really nice to know, that he's Trick Room Magearna, which means that once his Light Screen is gone, which he still has 3 turns left, we'll be able to take this thing on with with our Vikavolt. So that's the good news. Now, if he has Aura Sphere right here, he just one-shots us. Do I think he's gonna go for Aura Sphere? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming he probably has it. The thing is, if he gets if he kills me, then that like reduces my ability to one-shot him back with Vikavolt later. Aura Sphere 1,000,000% knocks me out here. Do I think he has the Aura Sphere? I think he probably does. He's got a fire move, likely a steel move. He might not have the Aura Sphere. That's really what it comes down to. Does he have the Aura Sphere? Like, I don't really have a switch into this thing at this point in time. How much does Vikavolt do to Specs Magearna with Specs Thunderbolt? That's what we're gonna have to find out. Let's see here. We do 65 to 77, so we need to get some more chip damage on him if we're gonna knock him out. I think I'm gonna just go for the Z Earthquake and hope he doesn't have Aura Sphere. I think that's my only play. He's got the Aura Sphere, so he's gonna knock out Sandslash. So Magearna kills Sandslash with Aura Sphere. So we lose that. That's not good. Okay, so Sandslash goes down. That's a bummer. It all comes down to that one turn too. Such a bummer, dude. That one turn with us going for Bug Buzz there and allow him to set up. I think I have to go Emma Frost here because I need chip damage on him and I need to stall out this Trick Room, or I need to stall out this Light Screen and then get Vikavolt in. So I think that's what I do because that extra hail damage is going to be what's going to allow us to take out the Magearna, I think. So I'm going to go Emma Frost here. Dude, I knew this thing was going to be a problem, man. If I click Thunderbolt there on that Magearna, it would have been such a different situation. How many turns of Light Screen does he have? This is 2 turns left of Light Screen, so I have to figure out a way to stall him out of Light Screen here. I don't know how I do that. Does he go for a Fairy move here? Flare Cannon. How do I win this game? I win this game with Overdrive. Or Rafiki outside of... I mean, Rafiki outside of Trick Room isn't bad. He's got 3 turns left of Trick Room, 1 turn left of Reflect, and 2 turns left of Light Screen. So this extra turn of Light Screen is such a big deal right now. How do I win this game? How do I win this game? I win this game by going into Overdrive and Thunderbolting after he takes hail damage here, but I have to sack things off first. So is Emma Frost the thing I sack off, or do I get rid of Goodra? Do I need Goodra still? I don't think I need Goodra. I think I sack off Goodra now. I have to just play the sack game. I think I sack off Goodra, and then I sack off Emma Frost. He takes some hail damage, and then we gotta hit a big Thunderbolt and knock him out with the Thunderbolt. I think that's what I have to do. Yeah, this is unfortunate, man. Maybe he doesn't one-shot us here. Maybe he doesn't go for the Fairy move. Maybe he goes for the Flash Cannon and we can live it, which would be best case scenario. He goes for the Flash Cannon. I think we can live once. This actually is not that bad for us because we can definitely live the one hit. He's going to take hail damage, which is nice. And again, every little bit of damage on him is important because we need to be able to put him into Thunderbolt range from Vikavolt because under Trick Room, we are faster. He's got 2 turns left of Trick Room and last turn of Light Screen. So it's going to come down to a damage roll. I'm going to Fire Blast, but he'll knock us out here with whatever move he goes for. Yeah, dude, I knew Trick Room Magearna was going to be a problem, dude. I knew it was going to be a problem. And had I just Thunderbolted with Vikavolt, we would have put him in a situation where he wasn't able to set up on us. All right, so Vikavolt does 65 to 77. I mean, that's we're gonna need the absolute maximum roll to knock him out with Choice Specs Vikavolt. I mean, that's really what it's gonna come down to. We're gonna need the absolute maximum roll to knock him out. So there's nothing I can do, man. He set up the dual screens with Cresselia. I had a feeling that's what he was gonna bring. You know, and we did what we could, but he just got the momentum with that Magearna. Once it came in, I went for the Bug Buzz instead, and that allowed his Magearna to kind of set up on us. And he's going to Flash Cannon us, and I'm pretty sure that knocks us out. I kind of want it to knock us out, and it does. Okay, so Goodra with Flash Cannon. He gets another Soul Heart boost, which is just ridiculous. So he's going to take hail damage again, and that's going to weaken him to the point where Vikavolt with a high damage roll could potentially knock him out with a Thunderbolt. We are faster under Trick Room, so that's our one chance here, is that we're faster under Trick Room. If he just goes Donphan here, we're so done, but I'm going to Thunderbolt. It's my only play. We have a chance to knock him out here. again, it's not a good chance. If he's max HP, like if he's not max HP, then we probably knock him out, but I'm assuming he's just max special attack, max HP, which means we do 65 to 77.5. So an absolute high roll here looks like it would knock him out. But again, it's got to be like max roll. And if it's not a max roll, then we pretty much lose to trigger Magearna, dude. I mean, I do still have Infernape, which can put in some work with Flare Blitz here. So that's good. He's gonna actually switch out. Does he go Donphan? He goes to the Donphan. So he actually just doesn't even want to chance that, and he goes Donphan. So I mean, he didn't want to chance it. I couldn't Bug Buzz. I had to make the Thunderbolt play there, and he knows I'm specs anyway. So now he gets to set his rocks up if he wants to, which is a bummer. I have to switch out and save my overdrive here. I'm gonna go into Emma Frost because getting up in Aurora Veil is really important, I think. So I'm gonna get the Aurora Veil up. We have the Icy Rock, so I know I still have turns of Hail. He's gonna go for the Stealth Rock, so he gets his rocks up here. I gotta get my Aurora Veil up. It's my only way at this point in time because I have to basically be able to pressure with Vikavolt now. So I have to go for the Aurora Veil. He loses a Reflect, which is nice. I'm gonna set up the Aurora Veil. The thing is, if he goes Cresselia now and sets up those screens again, we're in trouble. We are in very much so trouble. Let's see what he goes for. He likely just knocks out with Earthquake. He's gonna Earthquake. Okay. So at least I got a couple turns of Aurora Veil here. I think what he's gonna try to do is he's gonna try to get that Cresselia in now, which again is problematic because it can set up screens in my face. But at least I can lock him into screens. I think Moonblast kills from here. I mean, he could just switch into Magearna anytime now, which is really scary. I think I just Moonblast. Knock out the Donphan. Because I can't switch. As much as I want to switch, I can't. So I just have to go for the Moonblast here and go for the kill on the Donphan. This should knock him out. He's not AV. We know he doesn't have an item anymore. So unless he's like fully bulky, that should get the kill. Okay, so good. Ninetales kills Donphan. Okay, so Donphan's gone, but again, this opens up the opportunity for him to go into his Cresselia now, which is incredibly scary because he can set up those screens again, and with those screens, dude, I can't really do much to him. The good news is I can stop him from Lunar Dancing at least. But really, the way we win this game, here comes the Moonduck. So, the way we win this game is now I can freely Thunderbolt against this thing and everything else. So how do I win this game? I'm pretty sure I pressure with Crook now. I go Crook and I just immediately go for, because he's gonna want a light screen I think first. And I think Crook can knock this thing out with a knockoff. So I think I go Crook here and immediately pressure him with knockoff. I think that's what I have to do. We have to immediately pressure him with knockoff. I'm assuming he goes light screen before he goes Reflect, because he's gonna want to be able to check the Vikavolt, which is his biggest threat right now. He goes for the light screen instead of the Reflect. Okay, so he's got 8 turns of light screen again, which again stops me from being able to beat him, but it's okay. It stops my Vikavolt. But what I can do now, and I have my Aurora Veil still, not that it's super useful, but it's there. This toxic damage is going to weaken him, so now I can go for a knockoff. He may predict that, go Sneasel, but I can't. Do I think he goes Sneasel here? Would he go Sneasel? I have to make a play. So, like, do I predict the Sneasel? Because if he goes Sneasel right now, I mean, that could be kind of a thing. We're in a situation right now where if I can get that Girder just a little bit weakened, Infernape can put in some work. I don't know if he goes Sneasel here. If he goes Sneasel, we're in trouble, though. I think I have to go for the knockoff either way. He does stay in. This should actually knock out the Cresselia. And it does. Okay, so we keep the Reflect off the field. So Crook kills Cress with knockoff. He likely goes Girder now and Mach Punches. I want to knock off the Girder really badly, because I think I have to knock off the Girder to be able to win this game with Flare Blitz. How much does Flare Blitz do? Because Girder can just Mach Punch here. He goes into Oatmeal, so that's not the Girder, that's the Porygon. Why would he go Porygon? He wants to intimidate me. Okay. So Girder's Mach Punch actually won't knock me out right off the bat. He's trying to intimidate me here. But this is another situation where going for knockoff, I feel like, is the play. I feel like he's trying to bait me right now. How much does Infernape do to Girder? Because if I can get Infernape in, Infernape does 35% to him. If he doesn't have his Eviolite, we do like 50%. Yeah, I mean, Girder's so bulky, dude. He's so bulky. That's the problem. Girder's the problem right now. I could beat it with Vikavolt, though. And I still have Emma Frost. So do I just go for the knockoff here and try to weaken this Porygon and give my aDrive a chance? Because he knocks me out if I let him attack here. I think I still need to save this thing. I think I need to go... I think I need to just take the potential Ice Beam with Infernape and be able to pressure him with close combats now. I think I have to go into Rafiki right away and just try to weaken him, because that Girder's a problem no matter what I do. I'm gonna go to Rafiki. I think keeping Steve around is the right decision right now, because it can threaten the Magearna if he's not in Trick Room, and I can knock off the Girder's Eviolite. So I think he's gonna Ice Beam here, or Trick Room. He goes for Recover. Okay, so that's fine. So we see the Recover. This gives me an opportunity to fire off. My Aurora Veil fades, so he was probably waiting for that. This gives me an opportunity to fire off a close combat or a U-turn. He hasn't seen my Rafiki yet, so what do I think he's gonna do? Do I think he just lets me... How many turns of light screen do we have? 2 turns left of light screen? No, it's actually 8 though. I think it's 8. 5 turns left. So do I U-turn or do I just hit him? I think I could U-turn and go into Ninetales relatively safely here. That way, if he predicts the close combat and goes into Girder, then we're okay, because I can't 2-shot this thing just yet. I think I go into Ninetales and then set up an Aurora Veil again. I don't think close combat's the play, because he'll just recover off the damage. And my way to I'm gonna U-turn. My way to win this is with Rafiki. He's gonna switch out, so I'm gonna get some momentum here. He probably goes Girder. Now he goes Sneasel. Okay, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. We're gonna get some big damage off on the Sneasel. I'm surprised that he was gonna sack off a Sneasel there. And we just straight up knock out the Sneasel with U-turn. Dude, that was huge. Infernape kills Sneasel with U-turn. All right, now we're gonna go Steve. Although Steve goes before, so I think I actually go... I can't go Emma Frost. I have to go Steve. I have to go Steve. We're in a situation where I'm almost able to just click Thunderbolt. I think I have to go Steve. But I think my Intimidate goes first, so then he gets to go into Girder for free. But if I go Emma Frost, he goes Magearna and sets up Trick Room. So I can't allow that. I have to go into Steve. I can't allow him to set up Trick Room again. So I have to go with Steve here, which is really unfortunate, because this allows him to go straight Girder right now. It allows him to go straight Girder, which forces him into going for Mach Punch. Yeah, he goes into Oatmeal, so he actually goes Porygon here. Very surprised to see that, dude, because I can just go for, he's gonna try to get the Intimidate. Okay, so he wants to intimidate us. I'm gonna 1,000,000% just knockoff now. I'm surprised he hasn't gone Girder yet. I'm gonna go for the knockoff. I could also taunt him, but I think going for the knockoff is the right play. Like, he could Trick Room us here, but I still have Vikavolt, and even in like the range that Magearna's at, it's very close to being scared of Vikavolt. And knockoff ensures that Oatmeal goes down to close combat late game and weakens his damage. I'm gonna knockoff. I think that's the right play. I'm gonna go for the knockoff. Getting rid of this thing's Eviolite is important to me. He may Trick Room. He does Trick Room. Okay, so now I gotta stall out these turns of Trick Room, which makes this Girder really scary, because Girder's actually faster than Vikavolt under Trick Room. So I got a couple turns of Trick Room I have to stall out now. So I think I just knock off a second time, in case he switches. I don't really care about this thing against me. I'm gonna knock off a second time in case he goes Girder. He's gonna try attack. I'm pretty sure that'll knock us out. It does. Okay, so we see the Porygon 2 knock us out. So P2 kills Crook with try attack. Okay. Now I have a couple options. I can pressure him with Rafiki and go for the close combat, which really weakens everything on his team. It could bring Magearna in, and then I can sack off Emma Frost. Like, this is gonna come down to Vikavolt, basically. This is gonna come down to Vikavolt basically going for Bug Buzz. And the thing is, Vikavolt isn't slower than Girder. I have it so it's fast, slower than Magearna in Trick Room, but faster than Girder otherwise. So that might have been a mistake. So he's faster than me, but I don't think he beats me I don't think Porygon 2 can one-shot. I don't think Porygon 2 can even come close to one-shotting me with whatever he goes for. And he doesn't have an Eviolite anymore. So close combat would knock him out. And he would try attack me and probably do like 50%. Yeah, he does about 50% to Rafiki. And that keeps Magearna from coming in for free. And then basically what happens is, yeah, I think I have to go Rafiki here. Because the problem is Ninetales just invites... I mean, maybe I should have went Ninetales and Aurora Veiled, but Ninetales is just going to invite the Magearna in, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go for the close combat here. It's going to do a lot of damage to this thing, and it's going to weaken the girder, so I'm just going to go for the close combat. He's going to go for the tri-attack, so we're actually going to get rid of the Porygon here. I should be able to live this. I do. We get the close combat off, so Rafiki kills the Porygon. Infernape kills P2 with CC. Okay, so now what I need to do is, I'm assuming whatever he does, I need to get the hail up because I need that extra chip damage on Magearna. He's gonna go Magearna here, but he's running out of Trick Room turns. He's got 2 turns left of Trick Room, so I'm gonna 1,000,000% go Emma Frost here. Go Frost here because I need that extra chip damage. And Vikavolt is faster than Magearna under Trick Room and can live a hit. And if Trick Room ends, then Infernape's faster. This is 1,000,000% my way to go about this. I gotta go Ninetales here, and I gotta get that little bit of hail damage. Obviously, Girder is very scary because it can potentially go for Mach Punch and clean. But I'm gonna go Ninetales here, set up the hail. He'll knock me out. He's got 1 turn left of Trick Room, which means Vikavolt is faster than Magearna under Trick Room. Vikavolt's Thunderbolt should be enough to knock out Magearna. And then Girder comes in, and Vikavolt should be able to 1v1 the Girder. Maybe. He's got rocks up, so we're gonna be pretty weakened, but we're gonna need this hail damage so badly right now. So let's see what happens. It's gonna come down to the wire, man. This is gonna be a close game. We're gonna get the snow up though. We're gonna need a damage roll on the Magearna with the Thunderbolt. He goes to the Dazzling Gleam, so we find out he's got Dazzling Gleam. At this point, it doesn't really matter. And he knocks us out. So Magearna kills Ninetales with D-Gleam. And this match basically comes down to whether or not Vikavolt can beat this Magearna with a Thunderbolt. So the damage calculation right now for Vikavolt says 65 to 77.5 against this thing. I Thunderbolt. It's 1,000,000% my play. Trick Room ends this turn. I got a Thunderbolt. He most certainly has Mach Punch on Girder, so there might not be much I can do about that. But I gotta go for the Thunderbolt here. And we should be fast in Magearna under Trick Room. So this has a chance to knock it out. It looks like 65 to 77. It looks like the roll is about a 50-50 split. Looks like it's about a 50-50 split. We're gonna Thunderbolt. Will it knock out the Magearna? Our hopes are on this. It knocks him out. This is gonna come down to Girder versus Vikavolt. And Trick Room ends. Vikavolt kills Magearna with T-Bolt. How much does T-Bolt do to Girder? And can Girder beat me? I should be faster unless he's got HP investment. Thunderbolt is 90 up to 90%. I'm gonna Thunderbolt. It's my only play. I can take any hit from him, including a knockoff. And I probably can take a knockoff plus Mach Punch. The problem is, if I can't take knockoff plus Mach Punch, I don't have priority on Infernape to knock him out at the end. So this is gonna come down to how much we do with a Thunderbolt here, and whether that's gonna be enough. I don't want to paralyze him, I will say that. That's one thing I don't want to have happen. I don't want to paralyze him. But if he goes for knockoff plus Mach Punch, I think I can live both. If he's max attack adamant, I can live a knockoff plus a Mach Punch at this range. So can Vikavolt pull it through? This has been a great game. I am faster than him because Trick Room's over. This is going to do a lot of damage to him. I don't want to paralyze him. He's going to poison jab. So he's got the poison jab. He's going for the poison. How much is that going to do? Don't get the poison. We get the hail. Oh, baby, I don't think he knocks us out with Mach Punch. Are we about to win this game with Vikavolt, dude? The hail damage weakens him. That means he dies to hail next turn. I'm going to Thunderbolt. Did the Minnesota Vikavolts behind Vikavolt. He's got the Mach Punch. This should knock us out. We live in. Vikavolt pulls it through. And the Minnesota Vikavolts are your NPA Season 3 champions. What a game, my friends. What a game. The Vikavolt. Choice Specs Vikavolt. Oh my goodness. We actually won that game, dude. We had to navigate dual screens Cresselia. We had to navigate Trick Room Magearna, which almost swept our souls. We had to deal with a girder, which I said in Team Builder, I did not, under any circumstances, ever want to face a girder because I knew that thing would destroy my soul. Oh my goodness, dude, it worked out perfectly that Vikavolt was 1 speed point under Magearna, but still faster than Girder outside of Trick Room. We had 29 speed IVs on our Vikavolt Modest Nature just to make sure we were slower than Magearna by 1 point under every circumstance for Trick Room, and that we would still be faster than Girder just in case, and it worked out perfectly. Oh my goodness, I'm so hyped, dude. I am so hyped that we just won that match. All the props in the world to Ttrain, dude. Excellent battler, guys. He really brought the power, dude. That was so scary. I didn't think we were gonna win that, but we came back, dude. I think the turning point of that match, guys, was us going from that Ninetales switch, baiting out the flash cannon, going into Gudra to get that extra turn of chip damage, because that Thunderbolt on the Magearna, getting that damage roll, we needed every bit of chip damage from Hail that we could possibly get there to win this match, and it came down to the wire, and Vikavolt was able to hold it down with the choice specs, dude. Vikavolt put on so much work, dude, put on all the pressure with choice specs. That was insanity, dude. We managed our swaps properly, we did the right sacks, and dude, Trick Room Magearna is so scary. So scary, dude. What an amazing season, guys. I am so hyped, dude. I am so incredibly hyped to have won this championship, guys. We worked really, really hard. I want to give a big special thank you to my team building crew, guys. If you don't know, I do work with a couple guys who help me team build. Gregulator, I got to give a big shout out to Gregulator and Crossface. Both of you guys have been amazing with me and with me the whole season. My man Omar, thank you for being a good friend, dude. And a big shout out to some of our new team building guys. My man Nick, Dave, Callum, Mapston, Chi, all you guys, thank you for being a part of the aDrive Army team building crew. You guys are awesome. We had some really, really good prep this season, and in this match, like, we went all out to prep for this one, and really come up with as much as we could to check every variant of Magearna, which wasn't an easy thing to do under any circumstances, but we managed it, and we are your NPA Season 3 champions, dude. I'm so hyped, dude. Guys, I'm really excited about this one. Like, it was awesome when we won the GBA title, especially coming back after losing the season before, but I haven't really had too much of a breakthrough season in a league lately, and you know, some people will say the NPA isn't as competitive. I disagree, man. Guys like Ttrain, guys like Kelly, you know, those guys can put in some work, man. They are some very, very good battlers, and I'm just thankful to be a part of the league, and thankful for all the people who support the Minnesota Vikavolts. And dude, first time, man, in the NPA with the Vikavolts, and we pick up the championship. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited, guys. I'm sorry for just ranting on, but you only get to have this moment once, right? Where you get to try to just kind of like get that first reaction after winning, and gosh, that was such a close match, dude. I can't believe we pulled it through. So Magearna, let's kind of recap the match since I never do this, and again, you only get to win a championship once in a while, if ever, right? Magearna put in the work. We had to sack off Sandslash early because I realized it just wasn't a threat in this match. I thought it was going to be good if he brought Superior, if he brought non-Trick Room Magearna. If he didn't bring Girder, then Sandslash would have been much better, but we had to sack it off because I had no switches to the Magearna once he clicked Trick Room. You know, then I went to the Ninetales play to set up the Hail to start getting that chip damage on the Magearna, because I knew my way to beat the Magearna at that point in time in a Trick Room was Vikavolt's Thunderbolt, and I needed as much Hail as I could. He makes the play going for Flash Cannon to knock out my Ninetales, and I make a great play going into Gudra, knowing it can sponge the hit. That's not a fairy type move. Give him an extra turn of Hail, and I saved my Ninetales in doing that. Initially, I thought I was going to have to sack off Ninetales as well, but by making that play, we got the Trick Room to end, and he made a great play saving his Magearna there against the Vikavolt, knowing that it was going to go down going into Donphan. You know, I made some really good plays with Crook, I think, keeping Crook around. We made a couple tough decisions to save Crook. I almost let it go down a few times, but I figured, you know, I need that knockoff pressure to guarantee that I can beat a couple things, and it worked out because, excuse me, if we didn't have the knockoff on the Porygon 2, we wouldn't have been able to knock it out from the range it was at. You know, obviously, Infernape didn't get to do too much, but it came in at the moment it needed to and dealt the big blow to Porygon 2 to kind of open the door there. And then from there, you know, Magearna knocked out the Ninetales, of course, the Dazzling Gleam, and he had the Trick Room up, and I had the turns of the Trick Room timed exactly right to get my Vikavolt in, so it was going to be faster than Magearna under Trick Room. Hit it with a Thunderbolt. We got a good damage roll. I'm assuming it was a damage roll, so that's Pokemon for you, man. I think it was probably 50-50 / in our favor. It was really close. And then from there, the Trick Room ended, so Vikavolt was then faster than Girder. Again, in preparation, we ran Modest Nature, 29 speed IVs for Vikavolt to make sure it was 1 point slower than Magearna, but still faster than Girder. And while I thought that could have ruined it for us, it actually worked out perfectly, which is what I thought of in prep. I figured I wanted to be faster than Girder outside of Trick Room, but slower than Magearna in Trick Room, and just got to give him all the props in the world, man. I'm very excited, guys. Very thankful for all the support this season. We stuck it out. Wasn't an easy season, and what's great is I don't think we have a great team. Like, I think we have a good team, but I don't think it's anything broken, dude. Like, I think that that's probably one of the most impressive pieces to this victory in this championship is the fact that we did it with a team where every single member on that team was super duper important, except for maybe, I mean, Barbaracle and Sandslash did pretty much nothing, but you know, every piece of this team was super duper important this season, and I had a lot of really decent Pokemon instead of having any amazing Pokemon, and I think having a bunch of decent Pokemon actually really helped out, and we were able to kind of interchange and really try to find good matchups and stuff. But just an awesome season, man. I'm ecstatic, if you can't tell. I'm elated right now, and just big props to Ttrain again, and thank you to everyone who supports what I do. You guys have been awesome. I'm gonna go enjoy my victory and my celebration. Maybe go get, I told Danny we were getting nachos if I won, so your boy's gonna go get some nachos now, because I love me some nachos. So thank you guys for watching the Minnesota Vikavolts, man. What a great way to go. We'll probably do something like a championship t-shirt or something like that, guys. I really think that would be cool. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. I think we'll do something like that to celebrate, and just awesome stuff, man. Just awesome stuff. Thank you guys again. Can't thank you enough. I'm ecstatic. That's gonna be it for me, guys. For the last time for the NPA Season 3, your Minnesota Vikavolts are the champions, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.